Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Hey, Houston, this is Space Station. We are ready for event.
JAXA PAO, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is JAXA PAO. How do you hear me?
Hey, JAXA PAO, this is Space Station. We are loud and clear. こんばんは。
それでは JAXA 野口宇宙飛行士 So we will start the news conference. Noguchi-san, Hoshide-san on the station, please give us some message for us.
はい、佐々木さんこんばんは。そして日本の皆さんこんばんは。野口です。国際宇宙ステーション
Sasaki-san, good evening. Good evening, the people in Japan. This is Noguchi. So the long-term stay, 6-month stay on the ISS is going to end, and I'm going back to the Earth. It has been a great experience. I really appreciate your support so far. And also, I'm very glad that Hoshide-san is here with me now. He is ready for the next mission. So on the orbit, 2 of us, the Japanese astronauts, I can hand over my work to him. I'm very glad for that. In Japan right now, I'm sure that you are having a very tough time. But please remember that 2 Japanese are doing their best on the orbit. I said that I hand over my work to Hoshide-san. And I'm now wearing a belt. We are Crew 1 mission, and the blue is a symbol color, and Crew 2's symbol color is red. So this belt sash is blue on one side and red on the other side. So by handing over this sash to him, I would like to ask him to inherit my work. I wish him a good luck. So I would like to give this sash belt to him to symbolize the handing over my work to him.
Noguchi-san, thank you very much. I'm Hoshide, JAXA astronaut. I safely received this sash belt from Mr. Noguchi. I think it was 2 days ago that I arrived on Crew Dragon, Crew 2, and I arrived here to the International Space Station. So now 2 days have passed, and during the time, although this is the place that I have been here, but there are a lot of changes. So first I have to be accustomed to this environment. And also, Noguchi-san is teaching me about the inside of the Japan experiment module and about life as well. And I have already did some experiments, and those would be done more in large scale. And I'm going to do that would be useful for your life, and also experiment and research that would be useful to go to the moon and Mars. And during the mission, I'm going to serve as commander. That is going to be a very big responsibility. But all the crews are very well experienced. And I believe you have already seen a picture that Noguchi-san took that photo. 11 people all are smiling and working very hard. So I would like to have your support, continued support.
Thank you very much. So I would like to start the question and answer session. My name is Kanda from GG Press. So it's the first time in 11 years that 2 Japanese astronauts stay on the station at the same time. How did you feel when you were reunited with each other? And do you have any plan or event that you like to do together in space? And what do you think is necessary to send Japanese astronauts in a consecutive manner without any interruption? Thank you, Mr. Kanda, for your question. So 15 years ago, Mr. Kanda has been reporting on our activities. On the orbit, I was reunited with Hoshide-san, who is a Japanese, and it's very glad to meet him. And previously, I stayed with Yamazaki-san together on the station, but we are a team working together with the people in space and on the ground together. And JAXA and space organizations have made a great contribution. That's because of such achievement, and Hoshide-san is going to serve as a commander. So as a Japanese, we like to elevate our presence so that more and more Japanese can play an active role in space.
Thank you very much. And just as Noguchi-san said, there are a lot of detailed handover that could be done in Japanese, which was very convenient. And this is the second time for us to have this long duration stay, both of us, and we can focus on a very pinpoint where I have to be careful about. So it's very convenient. And I believe that there would be a lot of Japanese coming to the International Space Station more. In that sense, not only our current astronauts, but also the new recruitment of the new class of astronauts to be done in autumn. So we would need those new people. And so those people who have a willingness to challenge, please come and, yes, try.
You have been posting messages on Twitter and YouTube frequently, and what's the motivation behind that? Do you have any advice to Hoshide-san as to how to communicate with the public using social media? Thank you for your question. I have been using YouTube and Twitter as a means of communication. Although this is on the space station, we are all humans, and so we rejoice, and also we have some sorrow feelings, and so we have feelings. We like to share such feelings with the public, and we often tend to focus on the achievement of scientific achievement, but the Japanese persons are living in space. There's life in space. So I would like to convey how is it like living in space in a straightforward manner so that the people, the general public can feel close to space. And I wanted to produce some program with Hoshide-san together in space, YouTube program, so that we can have some funny conversations in space together, and I'd like to broadcast it to the people on the ground. And my advice to Hoshide-san, well, I hope that Hoshide-san can show to the general public what kind of person he is.
So this is a question to Mr. Hoshide. What is your impression of going back to ISS? How do you compare to the first and the second time? And you're going to be the commander before long. And are you going to have did you have any special emotion to be commander? Well, when I first entered ISS, what I felt was that my appreciation to the smiles to those people who are waiting for us. So everyone, including Mr. Noguchi and all the other people, those people I haven't seen for last 6 months. So I was really happy to see them. And what I felt after entering was that there are so many things there are a lot of experiments ongoing. And if I just take the case of Chibo Japan Experiment Module, there are so many experiments being done, much more than what I did. So there are a lot of cabling and experiment equipment and computers. There are so many more. So those I first have to learn what's where and what, understand, and then conduct the various experiments and operation. And regarding ISS commander, as I said earlier, those are the people who have experience themselves. So I want to help those people to do their good job and have a good team. That's the mindset that I'm going to work as a commander.
Thank you. Next question, please. I'm Kaneki from Tokyo Tobiono Gakkai. I'd like to ask this question to two of you. When Hoshide-san arrived at the station, Noguchi-san tweeted an excerpt from the Analects of Confucius. Why did you choose that message? And Hoshide-san, how did you feel when you saw this tweets? How did you feel?
そうですね、はい、ありがとうございます。ね、論語とか出すと年齢バレちゃいそうで嫌なんですけど、
Thank you for your question. This Analects of Confucius, and that reveals how old I am. But on this International Space Station, I'm looking at the Earth every day, but it's home away from home. And it's a pleasure to have friends coming from afar, and it's a very joyful time. That's why I chose this excerpt. As I said earlier, for 6 months, only 7 of us were living together, and having new members, welcoming new members is a very exciting event. And Hoshide-san was one of them. It was such a great moment to have him with us.
I'm Inoue of Hanabatake. I'm asking this question to both of you. And before, when I interviewed astronaut, they said that it was going to be very far dream to be an astronaut. But now we have 2 people staying in International Space Station as a Japanese. So what do you think is the situation? And those that are trying to apply for astronauts, what kind of ideal astronaut do you want them to have? Thank you for that question. There are Superman like Mr. Noguchi among astronauts, or like myself, who had to try 3 times in order to be selected as an astronaut. And there are other people who have challenged many more. But what is common among us is that we respect each other, we make efforts, and then we form great teamwork. That's the mindset. And those people who are going to apply for astronauts and those children who want to be an astronaut in the future, what I want to say is that mind to respect others and work together with other people and have a good teamwork. Those are the mindsets I would like you to do, because one single astronaut cannot achieve much. It's very important to respect each other and supplement each other and do something great. So this is a great work. Astronaut is a great work. So I would like those people to have that kind of mindset.
Thank you. Next question, please. I'm Nippon Hoso Hatanaka is my name. Hoshide-san, when you enter the space station, you were full of smile. You had a very big smile on your face. But the audio, there was no audio on this live streaming, and we'd like to know what you were talking to each other. Noguchi-san, before Hoshide-san entered the space station, you went to the Crew Dragon. So what did you talk to each other when you were reunited?
はい、ありがとうございます。そうですね、もう野口さんがちょっと
Thank you. Noguchi-san was coming to the Crew Dragon, and we were engaged in technical preparation, so we didn't talk very much. But when entering the station, we just screamed. Haven't seen you for a long time. We screamed to each other. Thank you very much. We're going to take another question. Again, Kanda of GG. EW, please. So you have been in Space Shuttle or Soyuz. So compared to those, are there any aspects that you think that the Crew Dragon is convenient, or any issues do you think that would be difficult for general people to ride? Well, Crew Dragon operational 2, and all of us have experienced space travel, so we could compare with our past flight. So everyone's actually screaming because it was like a park, amusement park, and scream. And with the acceleration and deceleration, everyone was screaming and enjoying. So it was really smooth and dynamic spacecraft at the time of launch coming up. So for general people, I believe that they will feel very smooth. So this would be very suitable for general people as well. Maybe not so much as the issue, but it's a confined space, small space. So if they are to stay there for several days, people have to pay attention to each other. And then they have to maintain some open relationship between each other. Last question, please. 東京飛び物学会Kaneki. So you rode in a Crew Dragon and you wore the new spacesuit. Compared to Sokol or orange suit in the past, how did it feel on you, the new spacesuit?
そうですね、宇宙服それぞれにもう長所短所ありますけども、スペース X に関してはやっぱり
the different kinds of spacesuits have different characteristics, but SpaceX spacesuit is very easy to put on. It's a one-piece type, so we put our feet in it, so we can put it and then fasten the zipper, and we can make it airtight. So it's very easy and comfortable to wear. So for the civilian people who will go to space, I think simple is best in terms of the design of the space suit. So space suit should have a minimum function, very simple. And SpaceX is very trendy, very stylish, so that's also great. Thank you very much. We have concluded all the time. So Noguchi-san, Hoshide-san, please give message to people of Japan.
本日はこのような場で記者の皆さん、そして日本の皆さんに最後ご挨拶させていただいて本当にありがとうございます。半年間本当に素晴らしいミッションで
First of all, thank you very much, all the reporters and the Japanese people. I am glad to have this kind of opportunity here. For the last 6 months, I have about to complete my mission, and I'm going to go back to Earth. And until I go home, that's still the path of this trip. So I have to be careful until the end. And when I go back, I'm going to talk about the space and those people who are willing to come to the space. So not only the astronaut, national astronaut as a policy, but the time is coming when
general public can go up to the space. We are going to continue the government-led space flight, but if private sector are to do the same and to go to the space, I hope to have that happen, and we are going to support. Noguchi-san, you're still in space, so we will spend some more time to inherit work from him. And thank you for your hard work. I wish him a safe return to Earth. And he did a great mission. So we like to do even better. The pandemic, in the midst of the pandemic, the people on Earth are having a very tough time, and we had training in a very tough situation. But I'm very grateful to the people who supported our training, and I'd like to return your kindness. I'd like to return this back to you.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes our event.
Thank you to all the participants from JAXA. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.